Hey everybody, welcome back to the OK Modeler channel. My name is Gary and this is episode 4 of the RMS Titanic build. In this episode, we're going to go ahead and start painting the hull of the Titanic, finally. It's going to be quite an adventure because I'm going to be using paint that I've never used before, which will be ScaleColors right here. I got the 3 paints that I'm going to use for the hull. I got the hull black, I got the sheer stripe yellow here, and the anti-fouling red right there. One of the things that have kind of kept me up a little bit is trying to figure out what process I need to do first here outside of cleaning it and stuff like that. But in terms of paint, what order do I do? And I was thinking I might do the yellow first. I don't have to worry about the being precise, but then I thought about it and I think I might just start taping the yellow line starting here and then kind of work my way across the hull. And then after I get the yellow painted, then I will add the red, then the white, and then finish it off with black. That's the plan, but you know, anyone who's been watching this channel as of late, things tend to change a lot on this channel, or plans change, I should say. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started on this. But okay, so I've got everything all taped up for my yellow sheer stripe line that goes here. What I did, I measured about 1 millimeter from the bottom of where the white would go and to the bottom of the yellow stripe sheer line right here. So took a while to go ahead and get this taped. Now I do expect some bleeding to come through where the black hole would be, so before I paint, I'm going to just make sure I have the tape down pretty well. For the stern, I got some, you can see it right here, curved tape that I had to purchase because tape is already hard to, you know, move in a curve. So I bought this 3 millimeter tape right here. It's a Tamiya brand, masking tape for curves. I'll go ahead and put that in the link in the description below. Now, you're probably wondering, how do I get the 1 millimeter right here? Well, I mean, I used a ruler, but I just basically used this, let me go ahead and put this right here. The decals here, it does come with the yellow, the stripes right here, the sheer right here, and they measure 1 millimeter on the width side right there, or height, I mean. But for those who don't want to use paint, you could definitely go ahead and use the kit supplied decals right here. It'll probably make your life a lot easier. But because this is the OK Modeler, I choose to make things a little difficult. So I'm going to go ahead and start painting this. Now, you don't have to go ahead and get the accurate color. I mean, if you're not really in for accuracy, you can go ahead and just pick whatever yellow that you would prefer. I mean, you can use this yellow here from this Testor set right here. I mean, it really doesn't matter. It's going to be your model, however you want to do it. In fact, if you want to do it in black and white, that'd be pretty cool. I don't think I've seen a model in a black and white, kind of like in the pictures. Well, anyways, I'm going to go ahead and get this painted, and I'll be right back. All right, gang, let's take a look and see what we got here. It took me some time, but I had to add multiple coats onto the yellow here, onto the hull. I'm not sure how it's going to turn out or how it's going to look, so let's go ahead and start peeling the tape here and see how it looks. Obviously there's going to be some bleeding here, which is expected. Alright, so here's a problem I encountered. It looks like the paint didn't stick onto the hole here very well. So that's not a good start right now. I think it's stuck on well here. Continue here. Yeah. You can see doesn't seem like it's sticking here very well. That is not going to work. I think it looks fantastic in terms of how the 1 millimeter line looks, but I don't know if that's, I'm not quite exactly sure what to make of this. Obviously, I'm just not confident that if I add tape on here, the paint's gonna stick on here in some places. I don't know. I think it might come to the point where I might have to repaint this whole thing here, which is something I really don't want to do. You can see here, it's just coming off like that. It's like it didn't adhere to the surface very well. You can see it's peeling. So, okay, well, I guess I'm gonna have to go back to the drawing board on this. So, yay! All right, so the yellow didn't come out as well I was hoping. You can see how it just kind of rubs off over here. Oops, it kind of rubs off over here, which isn't ideal, right? So it just didn't adhere, and I'm not going to put any blame on anyone except for myself, because it could be just user error at that point. I'm not very familiar with the paint, so I'm just going to go ahead and just move on and go to plan B, which is I'm going to go ahead and use paints that I am familiar with, like the Tamiya paints. So here's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to go ahead and just work on the yellow later. I'm going to go ahead and get a different paint, maybe a Tamiya yellow. I'm going to go ahead and use this dull red here. I've been using this for my other ships, like the New Jersey that you saw on a previous build. I'll use that. And then maybe NATO black on the hole right here, and just regular white. I know it's not going to be super accurate, but you know, what are you going to do? I mean, the paint's always been debatable, I would say. So, except for the funnels, that was a very specific color. So we'll get to that another time. So I'm going to go ahead and start painting this dull red, and then I'll be right back. All right, the yellow shear stripe, part 2 here. So a lot has been done in the last week since I last filmed. Added the dull red here, which went on neatly as expected. And then I did the yellow shear stripe again here with a different paint. This time I ended up just using Tamiya's flat yellow here, the XF3. And let's go ahead and peel the tape off here, because for some reason people like watching people online peel tape off. So here we go. So far so good. I'm liking how the color is. Now, I know some people who are watching this might be saying that's a little too bright on the yellow, and you might be right, but I'm hoping once I put on the whole color, it's going to help lessen the brightness on here. All right, so the tape is grabbing on some other paint here, but so far so good. I'm liking how it turned out. Ooh, it's just, now I got a messy bench now. Well, maybe it's a good time to go ahead and start cleaning my bench here. All right, so far so good. Let's go ahead and go to the other side. A little bit of paint bleed, which is expected. All right, brush all this off. All right, well, I'm gonna have to say it looks a lot better this time around. And so now the next step I'm going to do is, I think I might want to go ahead and paint the promenade decks here, or whatever, this section white. And then I'm going to go ahead and use black on this one, NATO black. So that's the next plan. All right, let me go ahead and put this aside. The paint I'm going to use for the hull is this one here, because I have it in my paint drawer, NATO black. Now, I know some people might think, well, let's go ahead and use the flat black. Maybe if you're doing a model of the Titanic in black and white, maybe flat black would work. But my understanding from what I've read is the hull isn't completely black. It's kind of a dark grayish black. So I think NATO black is going to work well. And then for the white, I'm just going to go ahead and use just plain old flat white. Nothing special. So I'll go ahead and get working on that, and I'll be right back. But first I got to clean my bench. All right, folks, I got the promenade deck here painted in white. I didn't paint the whole black yet, so I'm going to go ahead and take the paint off, or I'm sorry, take the tape off, and let's see how the paint fared well here. All right. Let's start on this edge. Try to make sure that the yellow still looks good. So far, so good. Plus. Alright, so a little bit of white leaked over here, so I'll just have to maybe use a brush or something. So far so good. I can't wait to see how the black lays out here. Go ahead and alright, well, it's not too bad. I think a little bit of touch up on the yellow is needed. So let me go ahead and take the tape off on the other side here. Alright, so overall I am somewhat satisfied with how it turned out. I know it doesn't look super great when you look up in detail here, but I think a little bit of touch up will help, especially here where I guess my tape job wasn't great here. So I'll just go ahead and get some yellow paint and just go ahead and brush it in here. I I think that might be the best solution. I don't want to keep taping, repaint, and then see what happens. I do have to kind of give myself a little bit of criticism. It's not super great. Some areas maybe a little thicker than others, but I try to keep it at a consistent 1 millimeter all around. And I would have to say the yellow sheer stripe here is a little, has proven a little difficult here, but we're just going to go ahead and move on and go ahead and add the NATO black on here, and let's see how that turns out. So I'll be right back. All right, well, it took me a few weeks, but I finally got this hole painted. Again, I used the this lacquer paint right here from Tamiya. It took me a while to figure it out. I think my airbrush was clogged, so I had to clean it, and it finally worked. So that's a good thing. So make sure your airbrush is clean. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and see if I can peel this tape off. Let's see what kind of results that we're getting here. Hopefully everything looks good. Let me grab the tweezer here. Oh, sharp lines. That's a good start. Got some sticky tape residue here. I taped this a few weeks ago, and this is the result. Is some of the glue got on there, so I'm gonna have to figure out how to clean that up. But so far so good. I didn't paint the rudder here yet, so all right. Tape, 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 tape. All right, let's continue peeling over here. Don't want to ruin the paint, but there we go. Take that off. Tell you folks, put in so much effort on this. All the prep work, and it looks like it turned out not too bad. A little blemish right here. That sucks. That's okay. All right, so not too bad for the hole here, for the bottom portion. A little blemish here, so I'll have to correct that. Let's see how the white and the yellow shear stripe turned out here. All right, so we got a little bit of the NATO black popped up on the over here. That's okay. Some paint came off the photo etch doors. Just peeling tape. Just peeling tape. tricky part here, where the poop deck or stern right here. Let me see if I can get a better angle here for you guys. All right. There's that. So not too bad. Happy with that. So I'm going to go ahead and peel the rest of the tape and I'll be right back. All right, so I got some of the detail work done on here, paint-wise, and I think this is looking pretty good. As I look a little closer, I think I got a little more work to do, but I'm going to go ahead and call this good. I know I had some challenges with using a different paint, but you know, again, I think it's user error, but we persisted and continued on with this little project. I know it took a long time to get to this point, but you know, life kind of gets in the way, but that's okay. Overall, I'm happy with how this came out. I do wish that my shear stripe here wasn't so bright. On the port side, it's a little faint, which is, I think is perfect the way it came out, but on the other side, maybe a tad bit too bright, but we're going to go ahead and move on with it. But overall, again, like I said, I'm happy with how it turned out. Considering this is the first time I painted a hull that has 4 different colors, I'm more used to doing the gray, red, and a little bit of black. So that's a good start for me. Well, anyways, I know this episode took a long time to get out, but hopefully you guys all stick with it here at the end of this video. If you haven't, please hit that like and subscribe button. On the next episode, I think we're going to start working on the lower deck of the Titanic. That means getting it painted, as well as getting some of the deck stuff on there, the wooden deck. So that's a great next step here. I'm kind of tired of working on painting this hull here. Anyways, until then, I will see you all on the next episode.